Here is how I've been helping humanitarians transition to the life they want to live, whether it's within the sector, whether it's to the private sector, or being their own bosses. And I've been helping humanitarians do that so that they no longer take actions and pursue what they want out of desperation. So they no longer do this out of fear. So they no longer do this out of overwhelm or feeling like they have no options, right? So that they no longer remain dependent on the system. And I wanted to talk to you today about how I have been doing this for the last 5 years to showcase what are the ways that you can really expect in working with me. And I would divide them up into four elements. The elements of looking at the results, and elements of looking at emotions that are creating those results, looking at the identity and decision making, and looking at what actions we take, but also what is working and what's not working. So, hi everyone, my name is Isela Romanova. I'm a life coach for transitioning humanitarians. I'm actually so stoked to be back to be working. I was just telling my husband that I miss my work, and even though the grief is continuing, I just feel like, okay, I want to be the most useful and support my humanitarians in these difficult times. So therefore, I would love to talk more about how I've been helping humanitarians in this journey and why it's effective. So, the first thing that I would say that I want to look at with every humanitarian that comes my way is all the results that we have been creating in our lives and all the results that we want to create in our lives, and also seeing what are the results that we have been creating and why. So, what patterns, what identity that led to creating those results, so that we no longer repeat that pattern again if this is not serving us. And then, what are the results that we want to create, and what identity will help us creating those results. So, that would be the first thing that we would look is getting really clear as to okay results of being in a job that maybe we don't like, or in a position that we don't like, or we have outgrown that position and we would like to go to something else, or results of going to a private sector that we have no clue about and we feel like we will mess it up, or we feel like we don't even know how to make decisions, and looking at what are the emotions that are stopping us from going to those, exploring to those options. And the emotional part, which is the second part of our work, is really looking at okay, what are the emotions that have led us to creating the results that we want, and what are the emotions that may stop us from creating new results that we want, right? Usually, emotions that have created the results that we currently have that we may not really like oftentimes is the results of feeling safe, or feeling fear of losing our stability, fearing losing our comfort, fearing losing all the things that we have built so far, we have invested, we have sacrificed for. Those are the fears that we need to work through if we want to create different results that we want to experience as of now, right? So we need to understand how to work with fear. We need to understand how to work with disappointment, doubts, the frustrations, all of those, because those are the emotions that will again come up as we move towards what we want to create in life. So, one of the main goals that I want to pursue with every client of mine is how can we get ourselves to no longer be victims of our own emotions? How can we not be a victim of our fears, of our frustrations, of our doubts, of our second guessing, of our overwhelm, stress, whatever the emotions that might be either creating the results that we don't like or stopping us from creating results we would like, right? So the more we understand how to deal with those emotions, the more we know how to keep moving forward, how to keep moving forward to what we want to. So therefore, when we start understanding our emotions, when we start understanding where the emotions keep creating the same patterns that keep leading to the same results, then the more we are likely to be able to solve that, because we then know, okay, these emotions are coming from this identity. And that's the third piece, right? So the first one is the results of what we are creating so far, or we have created so far. We like it, we don't like it. Some of them maybe we like it, some of them we don't like it. And then what are the results we want to create moving forward? And then looking at what are the emotions that have led us to creating the results that we have. What are the emotions that have stopped us or keep stopping us from creating or going for the results that we would like to? And then the third piece is the identity piece of what are the identities that keep that have um, kept us making the same emotions, generating the same emotions, and what are the identities that are likely to give us other emotions that help us go to the outcome that we would like to. So the identities that we have worked with so many clients is how being a humanitarian is the only thing we know how to do. Uh, Being successful outside of the humanitarian sector is something that's not available to us. We're not the people who can make all the success work in other sectors, and we can only do that within the sector, right? So these are the identity pieces, or the other identities that might be, excuse me, that is very prevalent to many humanitarians is um, I am not good at this. I cannot do this. I'm not confident. I am risk averse. I am burnt out person. I no longer want to be burnt out. I have no clue. I don't know what I'm doing. All of these are identities that are stopping us from